When Yellowjackets first premiered on Showtime in 2021, there was no indication that it would eventually spark the level of buzz it has among viewers and critics alike. From dissecting each and every compelling episode to discussing every type of theory under the sun, audiences were eager to dive into the mysteries surrounding the 1996 plane crash that strands a girls' soccer team in the Canadian wilderness. At the same time, 25 years later, the survivors of that plane crash are all grown up, but the mysteries just happen to look a little different for them, including the wrong kind of people sniffing around some of their deepest, darkest secrets. It's no surprise, then, that show was quickly renewed for both a second and third season, with Season 2 set to premiere later this week. With the return of Yellowjackets almost upon us, you might need a bit of a refresher on everything that happened back in Season 1. In 1996, soccer team captain Jackie Taylor, Ella Purnell, and Shauna Shipman, Sophie Nalise, are best friends in their senior year of high school. Jackie suggests Shauna should get with her boyfriend Jeff's repulsive friend Randy, to which Shauna takes offense. After the party, Jeff drives the two girls home, dropping Jackie off first. Jeff and Shauna then have sex in his car. The next day, the girls board a private plane for nationals, paid for by the wealthy father of their teammate Lottie Matthews, Courtney Eaton. They're joined by several of the other members of the Yellowjackets, as well as team manager Misty Quigley, Samantha Hanratty, Coach Ben, Steven Kruger, Coach Bill Martinez, and Bill's two sons Travis, Kevin Alves, and Javi, Luciano Leroux. The plane flies over the Canadian Rockies and suddenly crashes into the wilderness. Misty bursts into action, finding Coach Ben with his leg trapped under debris. She amputates his disfigured leg herself. Coach Bill is found to have died during the crash, leaving his sons Travis and Javi alone with the surviving girls. Misty also takes charge of the survivors, having them collect all their resources. At the campfire that night, she overhears the girls admitting how screwed they'd be without her, and, pleased to no longer be made fun of, she destroys the plane's black box, prolonging her fantasy of being the popular one. Tensions are running high as the group is forced to ration scarce food and water, so they write an SOS message on the side of the wreckage and head down to the lake. There, Lottie spots a reflection in the mountains, and upon investigation, the team finds an abandoned log cabin. They make camp there, but Lottie, having run out of medication for her undisclosed condition, says she has a bad feeling about it. Sure enough, Lottie then finds the rotten corpse in the attic. They bury it the next day, but it doesn't appease Lottie much. The girls decide to perform a seance in the attic after hearing noises from above despite burying the man's body. Out of nowhere, Lottie starts screaming and the window smashes. The girls later find a small abandoned plane in the woods, overgrown with foliage. They deduce this plane must have belonged to the man in the cabin, to which Lottie murmurs it didn't want him to leave. She also finds the strange carving on a tree in the woods. Lottie is revealed to have a history of seeing visions, even preventing her parents from being involved in a fatal car crash during her youth. Fearing her hallucinations are proof she's crazy, Lottie confides in the religious Laura Lee, Jane Waddup, who tells her that visions are messages from God. A positive development from finding the cabin is the discovery of a gun. Coach Ben helps the camp practice shooting, although the two who are strongest with the rifle are Travis and Natalie Scatorcio, Sophie Thatcher. This triggers flashbacks for Natalie, however, who is revealed to have threatened her abusive father with a gun before he accidentally shot himself with it. Natalie and Travis bond over hunting, developing a relationship. The camp becomes hungry, which Jackie blames on the fact that Natalie and Travis are spending their hunting trips making out. Travis and Natalie aren't the only ones hooking up, though. Teammates Tisa Turner, Jasmine Savoy Brown, and Vanessa Van Palmer, Liv Hewson, secretly are too. Meanwhile, Misty goes to wake Coach Ben, transfixed by his morning wood. Ben wakes up and yells at Misty for crossing the line. Later, Ben projectile vomits from the tea given to him by Misty. He is furious with her, insistent that she's exhibiting Munchausen syndrome to keep him under her care. She professes her feelings for him, and he decides to lie to her that he feels the same way, but that as his teacher, he can't allow anything to develop. This appeases Misty enough to back off slightly. Ben later confides in Natalie that he's gay. Later on, the girls' menstrual cycles have synced up, and it's their time of the month. The only girl who isn't experiencing her period, however, is Shauna, who is pregnant with Jeff's baby, so fakes her period using deer's blood. Taissa witnesses this and assures Shauna that she will keep her pregnancy a secret. Later, Taissa finds that the wire is missing from Shauna's bra and rushes to stop her from performing an abortion on herself. Taissa sets out to venture south with a group consisting of Van, Misty, Mari, Alexa Barajas, and Aquila, played by Kia King, but announced to be recast for Season 2 with Nia Sundaya. Lottie warns Van of her dream in which they encounter red smoke and a river of blood. Sure enough, they come upon a red creek too toxic to drink. Afraid of wolves, the camp sleeps while skeptic Taissa offers to keep watch. Next thing she knows, she awakes high up in a tree with a flare gun. Rushing back to the ground, she finds the girls defending themselves from wolves. Van, however, is being brutally attacked, and after firing a flare at the wolves, Taissa finds that Van's face has been horribly mutilated. The group return to the cabin where Van's face gets stitched up. After being confronted by Jackie for being emotionally distant, Shauna reluctantly admits to being pregnant, but tells her it's Randy's. Jackie later finds Shauna's journal, though, and discovers that the baby is really Jeff's. Jealous, Jackie sets her sights on Travis, stirring the pot by telling him about Natalie's previous sexual experiences. Travis and Natalie subsequently break up, and Jackie makes an enemy of Natalie. Meanwhile, Jackie pressures Shauna to announce her pregnancy to the group. Between this and Van's injuries, Laura Lee decides to put her plane manual reading to the test and fly away to find help. She takes off successfully, but a fire mysteriously appears inside, and the plane explodes over the lake with Laura Lee inside. In the aftermath of Laura Lee's death, Mari reveals she has a jar of poisoned berries that have fermented into booze. They agree to cheer themselves up by throwing a homecoming substitute, Doomscoming. Van is self-conscious about her face, so Taissa makes matching masks for them both, and they openly reveal their relationship during the dance. Misty plans on drugging Ben with some magic mushrooms she's been keeping under wraps. When Mari finds the mushrooms, she thoughtlessly includes them in the stew.